allow one to have more than one wife. Not everybody is heading to heaven anyway. Some people get themselves prepared for heaven when they are now very sick and bedridden.
Section 89 of the proposed Marriage Bill 2024 stipulates that a person who holds out as a husband or wife commits an offence and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding the equivalent of 10 million or imprisonment not exceeding 3 years or both.
Propose amendments.
The provision for the penalty in the bill, moved by the Tororo Woman Member of Parliament, Sarah Opendi, has other MPs concerned.
So my people from Nakaseke Centre are saying, instead of penalizing, instead of imprisoning the people, we should motivate them. We should be there. We should put their incentives. How people, if they join marriage, they can maybe get some medication.
What people know is they're already married, they've done everything, and it can for the law. This means they are not officially married, and yet this is now our work as the leaders to sensitize the people, to tell them ABCD, so that they can follow the right procedure.
The MPs were among other stakeholders who were convened to have a deep understanding of the proposed piece of legislation. Proponents of the bill defend that a greater effect of the marriage bill is for the protection of families, especially children and women.
In the proposed marriage bill, there is a clause on having a national ID as one of the requirements to be legally married. So this one will also prevent marrying children at a young age, because once your national ID says you're below 18, meaning you cannot enter into a legal marriage.
They emphasize the need to harmonize the various scattered laws, some of which provide for lighter punishment for offences committed against children.
Courts have been distributing property based on the interests of the parties before court, the woman and the man who are distributing, without taking into regard that this woman or man is going to have custody of 5 children, the children arising out of these marriages.
Though there was a unanimous support for the proposed registration of all marriages, there was contention about it being a precondition for marriage. Suggestions are being made for the need to allow cultural institutions to register customary marriages, which is not the case under the current law that provide for registration and issuance of a certificate by a sub-county chief.
Where this bill is trying to handle the customary marriage, to streamline it in a way as though it is a civil marriage or Christian marriage, where you say that a chief, a sub-county chief, prevails over or is the chief presiding officer of a customary marriage. I see that is going to hit a dead end.
Opendi called on the MPs to help improve the bill than to have it shelved to gather dust like the earlier proposed bills.
I mean section 89. Can we find a solution together? And I'm glad I'm tickling you, because my intention was to tickle people, to bring this problem to you. Because if I had simply mentioned that let us say 10 years, nobody would have, But when I make it an offense for you to hold out, now people are rising up.
She argued that those under traditional marriages or cohabitation should have automatic registration after a certain period. The marriage bill is currently under scrutiny before the Joint Committee of Parliament on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs and that of Gender, Labour and Social Development. Jackson Onyango, NTV.
Saying cohabitation is not a marriage.